passengers in my car, but to them all I have to say is, you're welcome. And they're like, is this car ride over yet? And I'm like, no one knows how far it goes. But listening as much as I have been, I have picked up on one line in particular in the song Shiny by the giant crab Tamatoa. He says, you can't expect a demigod to beat a decapod. Then he breaks the fourth wall and says, look it up. So I did look up decapod, and all I can say is, don't. Now, supposedly during the production of Moana, the motto on set was believable, not realistic. For the most part, I dare say they did a very good job. Within the context of the movie, it was very believable that there could be lava monsters, shape-shifting demigods, water that could be your best friend, and a gigantic crab in a realm of monsters. What's concerning is that the giant crab is only barely across the line of what is realistic. Allow me to introduce to you what you discover if you look up a decapod. The coconut crab. These things actually belong in a realm of monsters. Decapod literally means 10-legged and is an order of the crustacean family. Now, they come in all shapes and sizes, with some being less terrifying than others, but the coconut crab, which is what Tamatoa is the undisputed king. Standing at over 50 feet tall in the movie, he is a little exaggerated, admittedly, but I still don't think you would welcome a real one with open arms. So you know how sometimes you see a spider and it's like this big and you're like, ah, get away from me, hellspawn! And that's just with tiny spiders. I've come across some much bigger ones in my day, like the size of my palm. And if you've ever experienced this, I'm sure you will agree, but the only solution is to burn down your old house and move. And that brings us back to the coconut crab. Now, for a second, summon up your courage and imagine that spider again the size of your palm, except instead of 8 legs, it has 10. And the 2 extra aren't legs, but actually claws. Claws that can break a coconut. And instead of the size of your hand, it's 3 feet long and can weigh 10 pounds. This is the nightmare fuel reality that is the coconut crab. Just look at its speed, it's unstoppable. Where we live, it wouldn't be impossible to say, oh my god, a bear got into my trash. But somehow, I still feel like I would be more comfortable looking out and seeing a bear than a coconut crab in my trash. Fortunately for me, the odds are kind of against that since they are native to the South Pacific, which also made Tamatoa a pretty fitting villain for Moana. Which is great for the most of us, but if you were watching this video from the South Pacific, you are in our thoughts and prayers. But back to the actual character. One of the things that I thought was endlessly clever about the way they wrote him was the fact that he wasn't just obsessed with treasure for being shiny, but it actually served a functional purpose in that it attracted fish, which explained his extra large size. Though again, only slightly extra large. It turns out though that real-life coconut crabs actually like to steal shiny things like silverware, and many people know them as robber crabs. So Tamatoa's hoarding of gold is actually somewhat accurate, as is his isolation. Real-life coconut crabs are extremely antisocial and often seclude themselves in crevices or burrows, where they're probably admiring all of your missing forks. But their villainy doesn't end there. In the movie, Tamatoa makes a joke about how he ate his grandmother and how it took a week because she was so large. It's a great line, it makes him sound evil, like who eats their grandmother, and who doesn't love a fat grandma joke? Is that actually a thing?
Yeah, I think so.
But this is no joke. Real-life coconut crabs are actually cannibals. Their only known predator, other than humans, is other coconut crabs. So as you can see, their threat to humanity is very real, and we have been researching them as much as we can to plan for their inevitable invasion. Which is when we came across the Pacific Island belief of Tamatoa Moana, which I'm sure I'm pronouncing wrong. This is the belief that ancestral spirits can return in the form of animals to haunt the islands. And one of the forms believed to be taken on by these spirits is none other than the coconut crab. So not only are they 3-foot body-armored spiders with claws, but they are also ghosts, because of course they are. But here's where it actually gets crazy. You may have noticed that Tamatoa's name sounds an awful lot like Tamatoa Moana, and where Tamatoa lives in the movie is Lalotai, or the realm of monsters. But according to Disney Wiki, Lalotai was originally going to be the realm of ancestral spirits. So I don't think it's any coincidence that Tamatoa sounds a lot like Tamatoa Moana, which got me wondering, is it possible that he is a reincarnated ancestral spirit? Honestly, I was a little skeptical of my own thought until it occurred to me that that exact thing happens in the movie. Moana's grandmother becomes a spirit of a manta ray upon dying. So the question then becomes, who was Tamatoa? We think we have the answer to this question, but it will have to wait for another day. But do not worry, we will get to the bottom of it. For my question of the day, how will you be preparing your home against the imminent threat that is coconut crabs? And what do you think? Could Tamatoa be an ancestral spirit? Leave your thoughts in the towel section down below. Guys, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to like it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you'd like to see some more Disney princess action from us, you can click right here to find out whether or not Mulan is actually the